What picture?
That picture. That one on the right.
Oh, that picture is. They're looking at that right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is what's going on the feed.
Oh.
What up, y'all?
Countdown now. I wonder if I should do a side round. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Oh my goodness. We starting off silly because we're about to embark upon another edition of Get Off My Lawn.
Oh man, yeah.
Please. Especially with all this rain we've had. Am I live? Okay, here we go. Hang on, we're telling more followers to join your video. Tell them, please. And did y'all get a chance to see the pictures that John put up there in the front? There is one particular picture. Is there any way you pulling that picture up?
I can just.
I don't know why.
I go back to it for the music's gonna start back playing. But,
Oh, is it?
But it's okay.
Okay. But if y'all look at that picture to the right, oh my. If he don't look like the keyboard player for Lakeside, the band, come along and ride on a fantastic voyage. Come along, ride the bus, or whatever he's saying, you know, even though it's a ship. But yeah, I just had to share that with y'all, man. We're gonna have, by next week, we're going to be able to tie in Get Off My Lawn from the digital platform that is on now and be able to tie it in with Instagram and with Facebook simultaneously.
At least Facebook. At least
Facebook. Yeah.
Hopefully Instagram will play nice.
If you know any way of doing that we don't know about,
well, Instagram
inbox me.
Yeah, Instagram will allow people to do it, but they're on a slow route. They're only allowing the people they like to do it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we have to figure out on your account whether they like you.
Kind of selective and bougie.
Oh, they bougie, man.
I've been trying to be bougie for a long time, but the country won't allow it. The country and me will not allow it. We are not endorsed by Buc-ee's. I just happen to have this hat on today, as you can see. Buc-ee's, I tell you, I don't know if they are of God or the devil sometimes, because
I can't speak on Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is not right.
That doggone brisket. One time I stopped at Buc-ee's and I've been getting the regular little $8.99 or whatever that cost of that sandwich is. And I just picked up some sandwiches, because every time I go by Buc-ee's, somebody's saying like, hey, make sure that you, pick me up a Buc-ee's brisket. So I picked up 2 of them. Got to the register, and it was by the time I got all the little snacks, it was like $50, $60. I was like, what
Bruh,
the
hell? They real proud of themselves.
Yeah, but I had messed around and picked up the double meat one. How many of y'all had the double meat from Buc-ee's? That double meat I was driving down the highway with the meat sweats. I was like, it was like sauce coming out my pores. I'm scratching thinking about it now. It was, God, I felt fat and nasty.
Okay. So,
I really did.
So
I'm just ranting.
I went to the Buc-ee's in Leeds.
Leeds, Alabama?
Yeah.
Right outside of
Birmingham.
The one where the young lady was abducted by herself.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that was right near the Buc-ee's off of that 459 bypass in Birmingham.
Yeah. Well, recently, me and my son were traveling through there, and Buc-ee's is on the same exit as Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. That's the $1 million mile right there.
Boy, when I tell you that Bass Pro Shops is... Have you ever been in Bass Pro Shops?
Yes, I have. It's like a world.
Man.
It's like a whole new world.
Man, I felt like a black redneck.
Yeah. You was a black neck.
Black neck.
Yeah. That was an experience because in there, they've got so much that it's overwhelming. How many different color lures of the same lure do you need?
So
who knew that they had that many weights. And who knew that you needed packaged worms in cellophane
Yeah.
to use to fish? And what's the other one that's you open it up and it smells like death? Which one is that?
Oh man, that's
Not the livers, but it's something else. that
yeah,
you
but
can use.
I know exactly.
Catfish bait.
That stuff is the worst, man. It's horrible.
Let me tell you something. Catfish bait smells so bad that it's just
Smells good to the catfish though.
Obviously, it's got blood on it and everything. But anyway, we're gonna leave that one alone because there's so many things I can say. So shout outs to all of the people that not necessarily shouting out like we're saying something good, but I want to shout out to all of the people. Somebody trying to call me at the same time. I'm trying to stop that. If you're calling me and you're on live with me, know that I disconnected you because I'm on live. Anyway, shout out to the people that are around that Atlanta, CAU area.
Man, okay, so that's
that's
my alma mater, man.
Yes,
You know, Clark. You know, I don't know if y'all seen this online with what's going on, man. You know, these Atlanta streets is flooded. Just gonna fall in the trash.
No, it's not.
The trash can is full.
I have the Instagram anointing. Yeah. Why is it blinking though?
But no, yeah, man, all this construction and stuff that they're doing here in the city, somebody's finna win on a lawsuit.
Oh yeah, because there's gonna be a fine for that mud. That mud is off the chain. I don't know what happened there. No, I'm hearing a. Is that my microphone?
That's
doing
your
that?
phone. That's your phone doing something.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't like.
Your electronics.
Yeah,
Man, where's Radio Shack when you need them?
bruh.
Yeah. Oh, you got a little stand.
I was trying to see if I did, but I don't.
But anyway, I'm not finna hold this for that length of time.
Nah, man, we're not gonna keep you long today.
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna be before you long, as
ain't
Pastor
gonna.
would say, and then it'd be 20 more minutes after that, and the benediction, and the sowing of seed at the end of the.
All right, so let's get into it. What's on your brain? What is vexing your spirit today?
What's vexing my spirit? And this is gonna sound crazy as all get out, but let me ask y'all this. All right, since COVID, you know that we have had this thing where people will, when you go to the store.
What's
and
up,
you get
App Ratio?
What's up, App? What's up, Noopy? Congratulations, too. We got to talk.
He said, sounds like a restroom break.
What?
What sounds like
Oh,
a
you're
restroom?
talking about the Buc-ee's, probably.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So here it is now, right? I go and that is weird. What is going on? When you go to a to-go
Something,
place,
Nikki?
like you got something where you go and get a, hey Nikki, you get a,
Looking for Nikki.
stop it. You get one of those smoothies or something, right? Go to the drive-thru and get you a smoothie, and or you go inside, and when you go and get the smoothie, they turn that screen around on you, like bow, pressure sets in. It's like, I got this to go. So now you want me to pay 15, 18, or 20% tip for something that you got to make anyway, and you're not bringing it to the table to serve me. Should you tip? And are you being guilted into a tip? Especially with anything that's to go, and then, now with these Clover and different, look like a big old giant iPad, they swing around there, and they make it so convenient to put 15, 18, 20, 25% for a to-go order.
Hey, man.
Should you tip?
And listen, this
How do you feel about that?
Hell no.
And especially if you have to pay before you get your food.
If I'm paying before I get my food,
I may tip then because I'm scared somebody gonna poison me.
man, bump that. I'm not tipping because number one, y'all don't went up on the price of the food.
That part.
That part, it's $200 for me to leave my house every day now.
Seemed like it, yeah.
Yeah. Every
And
time
don't go to Walmart. That's another $150.
Hey man, every time I walk outside, it's $200. And then for me to have to go to the thing, pick up my own stuff, and then you go into the little Clover or the Square reader or whatever it is that they have, and they put the little 15, 18% markup and tip like you was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I did all the work.
You drove there. You were your family's
were not-
Uber Eats.
You were not a waitress. You didn't bring my food. You didn't do all.
That's the part I
You're
can't
just
understand.
standing behind the counter making you're not working on a waitress salary.
Right. Okay. Now that's another thing too. You're not getting that $2.15 or $3.35 an hour
Whatever
plus
that
tips.
whatever that bull crap was.
So like I just
You're
found out.
actually- you're
I just found that
actually
out.
paid.
Smoothie King, they start at $11.25,
Okay.
and then you still looking for tips every time you
That's
give
where
it
they're
a to-go
starting,
order.
which means that more than likely the person that's working there who's been there for a while is making more than $11.25.
So Aparicio, you mean personality tip? What you mean?
What, she can get just a tip? Is that what?
You know what? We're not doing
I'm
that.
sorry.
We're not doing that
I'm
today,
sorry.
church.
I'm sorry.
So sorry.
I'm sorry.
He's, they,
I'm a heathen. I can't.
they
help
both went to Clark, but not
Hey,
saying
man.
anything wrong with that. Just they have a different filter. But anyway,
I
do
don't
not
have a
have a filter.
So,
Yes, we
okay,
doing good.
all right, listen. Anything that I say does not reflect upon the, Palmer Williams. I am my own person. So Palmer is his own person. So anything that I say doesn't reflect upon him. All right? Because,
He's cut different. He's cut
hey,
different.
man, I'm Catholic.
That I didn't want to say it.
I'm Catholic, man.
but,
You know the difference between Catholics and Protestants, right?
The sign of the cross. What?
No, we speak to each other in the liquor store.
Wow. You did tell me that once before.
Yeah.
I forgot. That is hilarious. But I'm gonna tell you the other thing is that you just, you triggered something that I want to talk about today also. When you said something about every time you leave the house, it's $200.
Every
Now,
time.
you talking about just for food,
No, I'm talking about
just period, and just the day to day.
if I leave my house, I'm out $200.
Okay, so
at a minimum.
But this is the point I'm about to make. So, when you get ready to go to a gig, and when people want to negotiate your price, and when you leave the house, how much does it cost you just to get to the gig? Get there with all your equipment and all your gifts and talents, all your cords and everything, the gas money, and getting dressed up to do the gig.
Not to mention that I've probably had to do maintenance on some of my equipment to get there. I may have had to buy a special cord just to accommodate whatever it is that you were trying to get me to do.
And then you got to get dressed up.
I gotta find something to wear that's gonna represent me for your gig. You out of your frame, man. I'm in your frame.
Am I?
Yeah, you out of your
Well,
frame.
I don't want to be sitting up on you.
I mean, what's
You
that?
know, you just,
I mean, shoot.
See, there you go. But no, that's the thing that gets me about some of the gigs that people will offer. And they want me to get up off my comfortable couch or whatever,
Right.
or whatever else I'm doing. And then sometimes I'm still doing some light landscaping. So they want me to stop what I'm doing, get myself together, be prepared. Be prepared. Look at Nikki says, if I leave my house, I'm
Out
out.
at
I
least-
have spent at least $300. Exactly.
Yeah.
So here I am. I'm going out. Now, you want to pay me, I give them my fee, and then you want to pay me almost half of that because it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a fundraiser. Well, every time I go out my house, it's a fundraiser for me too.
Okay, so
I'm trying to raise funds for my family. You understand what I'm saying?
So this past weekend,
Okay.
this past weekend I did this performance, right? I actually did two performances. The first performance we got,
That was the one in Magic City?
ha 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 ha.
And he got the filter.
But so my band, man, I had the 18 with me. We killed it, right? I mean, like jammed it,
Smoked
had everybody, up dancing. It was fire.
Right.
Everybody's feeling good. Lady comes up to me afterwards and she said, y'all were awesome. I would love to get you to come and do my event. And she said, I bet y'all are expensive, aren't you? And I said, yes.
Right. Well, you know what?
I said yes.
Do one more thing.
Yes.
And I also have to be light of foot to be able to change in the event that the program changed when I'm hosting or something.
Exactly.
So I got to be able to pivot whenever you need me to do that. It would say nonprofits have budgets. We know we have to pay. Don't fall for it. I know that's right.
No,
And then that's another thing too. Not necessarily talking about, I bet your expenses are. No, let's talk about your budget. Now, if you know that I am outside of your budgetary item, then we just have come to an impasse and we may not be able to do it
exactly
this time.
This time.
So in the future, if you know what my price is, and we can even lock it in that time for the future, to where like, okay, yes, I'll do it for this.
Yep.
You know, but you cannot offer me $500 to leave home with 3 kids in college at the same time. Let's not even talk about that. Just my own personal bills. My shoes are $800 to $1,200. My jacket from Miguel Wilson is another $2,500.
These shoes are $1,200.
No, not these
Oh,
today.
okay.
No, closer to 12. But anyway, then 1,200. But then I'm getting suited and booted.
Right.
I'm representing not only myself, but your organization. And then in some cases, I've even changed clothes. Okay? So if a jacket starts at $2,500 and you wonder why, like this is probably the most casual you've seen me other than when I'm cutting grass and on Instagram alone. And you want me to come in there and do your gig for $500. I still got to take that jacket to a specialty cleaners to get cleaned if I'm dancing and jumping up and down and doing whatever it is that needs to be done in order to entertain and to keep the show going. And they don't run long because I try to keep it going.
Right.
And then you want me to do it for $500? $500 doesn't even equate to my son's rent in college. And I have 2 kids that I pay for an apartment for. And I don't mean to just put all my personal business out there, but at the same time, there has to be an understanding that if I'm doing this for you, then obviously you see some worth of what I am doing in order to make sure that your fundraiser goes well and this annual and it comes back. I have actually been the host for a few events that have been like the original host and have done it for 6 years or 7 years, even 10 years. And I keep coming back every year and they keep making sure that they do the adjustment because of cost of living or whatever. And then for someone to think that it's just a hobby of mine. No, this is a livelihood.
Man,
I would not go into
but
I wouldn't go into McDonald's if you was working there and it's like, hey man, can I get like 50% off of that Big Mac? No. It's structured. It is what it is. Keep it moving, right? But then when it comes
here's
to
the problem, Palmer.
I'm listening.
Here's the problem. We make it look too easy. Because we've spent so much time practicing and perfecting our craft that they're like, oh man, it's easy. For example,
Nikki Riggins called me because I want to know because it is higher, not a whole lot, but it is higher.
I just had some plumbing work we're done, right?
Okay.
Just a few minutes ago, my plumber was doing some work.
Right.
Now, he charged me, $600 to come in and
from what I just saw him do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give me his number.
But he could have charged me more. But he charged me $600, right?
You know why? Relationship.
But at the same time, if he had said, okay, it was $800, I would have still paid it, right? Why? Because he knows how if something had gone wrong and water started spewing every place, he knew where the cutoffs were. He would have been able to be responsible. He's bonded. He has insurance. He would have been able to cover that situation. Whereas if I had tried to go do it and run into an issue, yeah, maybe I would have saved some money until I ran into an issue.
Right. Well, there's people that I've actually hosted some events for a couple of years. Then they get somebody else the next year. And then for some reason or another, they call me back.
They call you back
because they realize that even though you think it may be a little bit more money to it, it's actually affordable because you can't afford to lose your constituents that support your nonprofits.
Right.
So here it is now. You can go ahead and get somebody like your second cousin on your mama's side that say like, well, I can do that. All right, go ahead and do it.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
For $500. And then you get a negative $2,500 in your budget because people are not contributing and some people have even left early.
Okay. perfect example. There's an event that you and I have both done for several years. We're not going to say what the event is. We're not putting anybody's name.
Right.
But they decided to go with a different band organizer and the whole thing, this year. You know what event I'm talking about.
I think I do. Yeah. Okay.
And I heard that the event was not as stellar as it's been in the past.
It just, and then, but sometimes people have to
because they say we
faith around and find out. That was that was the title of Dr. Jamal Bryant's sermon on our Bible study.
Oh man, faith around and find out. I'm using that at church on Sunday. Oh
that was. So people have to find out sometimes.
Where you go?
And Aparicio is asking, do you find it happens from mostly our own or others?
No, it's across the board. It's not. It's. I mean, it may have. So
believe it or not, it hasn't happened as much in the lighter melanated people.
No,
for me, but my experience.
Well, you know why?
That's because I am more so of that. That's my audience. So that's almost an unfair question. But when I have done those on the other side, even though with the Euro Americans, if you will, as opposed to African Americans,
white people,
right?
So we cut different.
So right. So what happens is, because I don't want to lose those checks from my good light-skinned people, but the issue is, even when there's somebody that's African American in charge of that person's, of the other persuasion's money, so they still pay very well, on time, direct deposit, no issues. There's no negotiation once the price is set, because usually what they set is higher than what you would have asked for sometimes. And so that's when you be like, oh yeah, that'll be fine.
Right.
You don't say nothing stupid. And you try not to react like, good, you really gonna pay me that much? Thank you. So, but you have to be able to be professional. You have to be able to speak well, have to be able to do all that you need to do, and be able to know your audience. Because, sometimes I may be like so prim and proper, and the other ones I'm just using all kinds of broken English because for the comedy of it.
So let's talk about.
You got to be able to adapt to your surroundings, know your audience.
So people who are hosting events or providing entertainment for events, whether it's musical or whatever, that is a question.
And sometimes both.
And that is a question that they like. How do you price yourself? So one of the things that I do is I ask a lot of questions before I give a price. I ask how many people are you expecting at this event? What is the ticket price for this event?
You see what Nikki says.
What?
Nonprofits can't keep thinking cheaper isn't better. What is going to bring in the most donations is what nonprofits have to be willing to spend.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with that, Nikki.
Got to spend money to make money.
But you ask how many people are going to be attended? What is your production budget? What is your overall production budget? They may not be willing to disclose that number,
or it may not even tell you the truth,
or
but they give you a range.
But if they can give me a range, I can determine what it's going to be. Because let's just be real. If you're doing an event that has 20 people in attendance and you still want to do the event because there's 20 people and you just this organization that you want to deal with, you obviously generally can't charge them the same event that you're doing for 2,000 people or 20,000 people.
If you're available to do it too.
Yeah, if you're available to do it. Unless it's a situation where they want the whole production and there's some, millionaire, billionaire thing where they just want you to, have a private party for just a few of their closest millionaire friends.
Right.
I'm not talking about
that. And then that's another thing that happens too. Like somebody will pull up to, not our homes, but somebody else's home and see what it looks like and say like, oh, I'm gonna charge them more. We're not looking to
No, I'm not talking.
We don't adjust the price according to what we think they can afford.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking.
So we don't gouge. Yeah, I just want to be clear that we don't do that.
No, I'm talking about, but based upon the size and scope of your event and the size and scope of your expectations from us.
Right, and we give you a justifiable price.
Yeah. So like if you want me to come and do something in your backyard barbecue, That is not below me to do.
Right.
And I'm not going to charge you the same price that I would charge to do a ballroom, a fundraiser for the Georgia Aquarium or Home Depot or whatever.
Because it takes more
it's different.
logistics. It takes a lot more responsibility. You got a load in. They may want you to sound check. Ain't nobody sound checking in the backyard. Look, this is just some friends. Go ahead and come in here and chill and eat with us. Stuff like that. And I've actually been paid better in some of them backyard barbecues than I have on some of the corporate gigs.
Say that. But
because you've invited me to a couple of them, and it started raining. We was on inside the basement.
Oh yeah.
Something happened where we had to move everything inside in a moment's notice, and they tipped us out great.
Yeah, it's happened.
And some of the clubs don't even pay as much as some of these backyard barbecues, and you got
clubs don't pay.
Yeah,
clubs don't pay. We don't count clubs.
That's another whole thing.
Clubs don't pay. Well, it's different because.
Look what Aparicio just said. What I do love about John is that if you can't afford him, he will refer you to someone that fits your budget.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. I will do that, but here's the other
thing. I was going to hire John for something, and he was so expensive, I just got a boombox.
But piggyback to where the lady said, I bet you're expensive. And I said, yes. I said, but once you identify your budget, maybe I can put together, even if you can't afford this package of the band that she saw, I said I may be able to put something that can scale down and still give you something dope.
Well, that's what the difference is, because like Rich Jordan used to manage all of my contacts of gigs, and he's like, when he sized up what the organization was and what they were doing, he said, all right, you may not be able to afford him, but what we can do is put you in the honorarium category, which is a little less and a little less responsibility for him as well. So in other words, like, people don't understand when I give my pricing that I become basically an ambassador of your production that day.
Absolutely.
And so when you come to me at the last minute, sliding me notes, talking to me in my inner ear if it's that big of a production, when you're pulling me to the side, all unprofessionally, like we had some family gathering, and you pulling me off to the side, so I have to teach you how to be professional to give me the notes accordingly and appropriately. And that's why I go over the format of the show before I even come to the gig. I ask 1,000 questions. You know what I'm saying? I get bios on the people I'm talking about. You know, all of that is included in my price. And then, and only then, if they even so feel like they want to have a picture from me, which I think is like the flattering is all get out. You know, the time afterwards. Okay, now the show is over. The event is over. And then for another hour to an hour and 15 till I'm walking all the way to my car.
You're taking pictures.
I'm taking pictures. So that's an hour 15, hour and 30 minutes that I'm just, you know, basically me, I'm a people person. I meet everybody, I say hi, bye, all that kind of stuff. And then there's some people that potentially want to hire me for the next gig, which usually is how it's referrals and when I do something. But you don't think that that's time away from my quiet time or my family or the next gig or wanting to get out them clothes out and sweat in and not ruin this $2,500 jacket, you know, and go put it in the cleaners and all the aftermath of that.
Or just the fact that I might be tired.
That part.
Just the fact.
Because I just performed. Hosting is still a performance. Ask Steve Harvey on Family Feud. You don't think that's a performance? I got to see it live and in person when my family's on there. It's work.
Y'all got to go on there. You go on YouTube and look up Palmer Williams Jr. on Family Feud. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. We actually won too, but that money is so gone. Anyway, just
why does Family Feud still only pay $20,000?
Because they pay it and they don't take the taxes out too, and $20,000 is a nice little tap.
But it's,
for people such as yourself, $20,000 is not a whole lot of money.
It's still a lot of money. But it's been $20,000 since I was a teenager.
Wow, that long ago?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I remember watching it as a teenager, and it was $20,000 there. Yeah. Everything else is going up.
Man, when you was a teenager, it's still rotary dial and everything, wasn't it? No.
We might have had a rotary dial in one of the phones.
Did you have one of the machines where you had like about 8 different things to push for different channels?
Yes.
Like, you know.
Yes, I did. I have that.
You know when Ted Turner first started TBS. Yes.
Yeah.
You're a Grady baby.
No,
You're not?
no,
Oh, Northside?
no.
Home birth. What?
The hospital doesn't exist anymore. It was a black-owned hospital.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was the only black-owned hospital in the city, and unfortunately, we don't.
What was it? Babies R Us? Something just.
Dang it! I was born at Holy Family, which was Southwest Hospital. Holy Family Southwest Hospital.
Oh, it's a Catholic high school?
It was
Hospital?
a Catholic hospital that they sold to a group of black doctors. I was born in December, and in January it became Southwest. And it lasted for about 15, 16 years
Oh, wow.
of all black hospital. And then eventually, through lack of funding and other mismanagement.
Nikki said Georgia Baptist?
No, not Georgia Baptist. It's Holy Family.
Yeah, I was Catholic. Okay, so Aparicio says, share some of your most hilarious gigs. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I can think of one where this dude named Aparicio. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to think, what was one of ours that we've done together?
We got fired from a gig. We got kicked.
Which one? Oh, yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about that today?
Yeah, we just won't mention the church. That's
We got actually
off of Full Industrial.
We got
And
yeah.
what's
We
the
got
other side street.
we got kicked off the stage.
It was my fault. But John was a co-conspirator.
No man. Well, hey man.
Yeah, it was part of the set list. Okay, so here's how it goes. So John and I were hired for this event outside of an actual church. They had an outside area where
This
they
church was doing their
constructed.
music under the stars, jazz under the stars, whatever you want to call it. You know, music, jazz on the lawn or whatever.
So
They hired Palmer.
I thought it was us. But
They
anyway,
hi- They hired.
well, anyway,
No, well, actually, no. It was a joint thing.
yeah. So we out there and we doing the gig. It's really a nice vibe.
That's right.
I'm up here singing and cracking jokes in between or whatever. And there was one part where John and they were playing by themselves, and I go and I change clothes. So the song that was to close out I don't even think it was supposed to close out. We had
Yeah,
a
that
little bit. Was that close to close out? Yeah. So of course, being in church, you got to be, super appropriate and everything. And so the song that was chosen was Purple Rain. Well, I came out in Prince attire with the full wig, glasses, outfit,
But
the whole nine.
now let's get it twisted. It was like bootleg Prince. It was your caricature.
yeah, it was Prince.
It
wasn't Prince. It was Prince.
It was
From East Point
it was the full
East Point.
it was the caricature of Prince.
So mind you, I think my stomach was out a little bit. All 8
It was bad.
inches
It was
exposed. And in the middle of the song, before I could even go to ooh, and everybody had their lighters out and their phones and everything.
So
Pastor sent word, cut it right then and there.
we're not bringing that devil music.
Only thing
in.
you could hear was John trying to get sound out of his keyboards because they'd have killed the sound and the drummer. Then the guitar, you could just hear, you couldn't hear nothing else because the sound had been shut down because they felt that song was inappropriate. Even though Bishop Paul Morton
and
had
that
done
was
the
the
song
whole thing.
already.
And we were literally about to go into the whole Paul Morton medley with Purple Rain.
Yeah, open the floodgates of heaven.
We were
Let
about
it
to
rain.
turn. Yeah, man.
But that was one of the craziest gigs that
man.
we ever got fired from.
Yeah, we got fired. But bruh, they were like,
Hey, look, Eric Baham said that Prince outfit looked more like Lil Sweet, the Dr. Pepper commercial. It's the sweet one. Yes, indeed. Yes. I had not done enough crunches. Well, I did do some crunches, but they was Nestle's crunches. That's why my stomach was sticking out so far. But that was
crunching on some Doritos.
some Doritos. That is hilarious.
Some Doritos, some Cheetos.
The Cheetos, man. That was, and I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. I was apologizing,
Man.
but he wasn't even looking at me in the face like, no. That's it.
Check cleared.
That part.
The check cleared.
What's my man's name? Oh my God, I know him like the back of my hand. He's a production person over it, and he did the whole staging and all that. Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of his first name, but he lives not too far from here.
Yep.
Now that was one of the craziest exchanges, is that he had to give me some money from a gig, and we were on the phone with each other, and we were on Cascade Road. Just so happened we were on Cascade Road at the same time. And while going down Cascade Road, right there by the church that's across from that house that looked like it was haunted back up on the hill that was up there for the longest, I think the church owned that property.
Oh yeah, Cascade United Methodist.
Right. So
now, this is not the church that we did that event, the fire.
No.
So we're not.
So just
yeah,
let that
Cascade,
be known.
So let that be known. Cascade is all right with us.
Right. So what happened is that when I was driving, and that church is still all right with us. It just is one of those things where you got to just check, make sure you're appropriate. So here it was now. We're riding and we're on the phone with each other. And so that's so funny.
That church can kick rocks.
So anyway, so here it was now. We on the phone. It's like, so where are you? I said, I'm coming this way. Well, I'm going this way. Do you know? Now he had my check for a gig and he had it in cash. We're driving down Cascade Road, and he's driving a Expedition. I'm driving my F-250, and we came to a point where it's like, just slow down, slow down. What are you talking about? Slow down. I'm right here in front of you, coming towards you. We slow down in the middle of Cascade Road and exchange cash out the door while we're moving. And luckily I grabbed it, and then, we slow down just enough to grab it and go. And without hitting each other. And I was like, this has got to be the craziest exchange I've ever had.
Man,
it looked like a drug deal in the middle of it.
That was a dope deal.
It sure looked like it,
man,
though.
if I was a cop and had seen that, you would have gotten pulled over.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to explain that.
Oh, you would have gotten, explanation would be fine.
I have no receipts.
It would have been, you got some explaining to do.
Wait a minute, who is that? See, I no way endorsed that accent that he used.
No, that was, what's his name from,
so
I Love Lucy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, no.
Good comeback.
Yeah. It was Ricky Ricardo.
Where was he from?
I don't know.
He was Cuban.
He was Cuban. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. That's all I know.
Still.
Hey, man, if I Love Lucy can get away with it, I can get away with it.
But that was 1,000 years ago.
I don't care.
How old is I Love Lucy?
It was the longest running TV show on the
And you know what? And the very first episode, I was watching it yesterday, and I think it's probably why it came to your memory, too. But the thing was crazy about it, Ricky was a little harsh.
Oh, no, Ricky was
I think Ricky used to beat Lucy. Damn. You heard it here first. 50 years later. I think he used to beat her the way the tone. He's like, all right, Lucy.
All right, Lucy.
I'm not doing the accent. So anyway, but wait. And the other thing was on that first episode, they all lit up a cigarette.
Eric Braham's going to get me for talking about this.
By his what?
Nothing. I'm just.
Wow, Eric. Yes, Desi Arnaz Jr. But did you just hear what he said about you? And whose profile pictures that you're using? Oh, that's you. Oh, that's the AI version of you?
Yeah.
Wow. And Aparicio, you must be in the witness protection program with your profile picture.
That joker look like
Can't you see it?
Smooth criminal for real.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Ow. But yeah,
but we were talking,
just we're not expensive.
Yeah.
We're worth it because we're gonna do the extra that some won't do, and we're gonna do it professionally.
We're gonna do it professionally, and you're not gonna have to worry about is the band gonna show up on time? Is
that part?
Are they gonna be professional? Are they gonna take a 3-hour break? Are they gonna?
Are they gonna come high?
I was about to say, are they gonna come smelling like weed?
It's just not a good look when you're getting the activity outside the church and you want to do a different atmosphere or something like that. I think that the professional musicians of the past and those that are in the future and those that are going over into it, it's okay. Do your thing. You like smoke weed, that's fine.
But not on
each
the
his
gig.
own.
Not on my gig.
Not on the gig, and then smoke it before you change clothes or something. If you just got to be that high, to perform. Everybody has their own thing, but just also be careful because, like now, you see signs saying buzz driving is high driving, is being under the influence.
It is.
So you got to be careful about that sort of thing, and also get life insurance, get health insurance as much as you can. Because I know it's hard with the type of gigs that we get. And that's why when I came to Atlanta, that's why landscaping was one of the first things I did, because I needed to make sure that I always had some money to where I could take care of my family and take care of myself.
I worked for Palmer for one day.
Oh yeah, he wasn't. I have sent more people into careers by coming in landscaping with me for a good 1 week.
I did one day.
And they was like, "Oh no, I can't do this. I need to
like,
go back to school and I need to know Jesus."
Hey man, I ain't cut for this heat.
No,
I ain't cut for this, man. I was born here in Georgia, but
did you see the ones? I was on the Porsche show today, and they said that my family on my maternal side originated from Sierra Leone. And it's hot. It's East Hill over there.
Oh, man.
But, maybe that's why I'm able to maintain or withstand the heat. And just the fact that I'm also withstanding because it's like I need to make money.
I think it's Camden, Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
I think
it's hot.
Ain't no more place hotter than Camden, Alabama.
I saw the devil down there in some flip-flops and some short set.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even a long short set below the knees.
They say the devil went down to Georgia because Camden was too hot.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Camden's hot for real. You've been there.
I've been to Camden.
We need to go back too. We gotta go check on my dad's place.
Oh, but man, in the fall.
And I need some in the fall. That's hilarious. After a hurricane. That is but we ain't gonna be before you long.
Hey man. We're going to wrap this thing on up and put a little bow around it.
Nikki said we know an app is still in hiding. He's in the witness protection program?
Yeah, because that's why you don't see his face.
Mm-hmm.
So.
He owes somebody some money. I don't know. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be signing off here very soon. But one of the things we want to know is that we do want to hear from you. We want to hear about some topics of what you think we should discuss on here. And as always, we just want to be able to let you know that none of this is for any kind of harm or hurt or anything like that. And we want to discuss things that are light, fun, and why is Eric talking about hiding behind a fire hydrant? And Renita said, app always incognito or incognito, one of them. But we want to have it, to keep it light, keep it fun. Don't want any real controversial or political things and stuff like that. We just want to shed some light and some light. In other words, shed some light on the subject matter, and then, and some things that are more industry directed. And I think that's why what we were talking about today had a lot to do with that. But yeah, just also, you get what you pay for. I think that pretty much sums up what we talked about today. From the tipping for to-go items to all of that. Now, if you Uber eating, all that kind of stuff, and somebody brings it to your house,
I tip a driver. I will tip a driver.
Because you save me some money by me not having to crank up, get up, go, risk getting hit by a Dodge Challenger or a Charger, or whatever, or the Altima with that right front tire that's a donut, trying to cut me off in traffic. Those are sort of things that you tip for. To be able to avoid doing that. Because you're offering a service right now. A service. You're offering a service that is above and beyond the norm. Right. So yes, I'm going to Smoothie King is not considered a food service. It is a food provider. Maybe. I am not. Or it's retail sales of food. The blender did the work.
Your whole business model is making smoothies. Why am I going to tip you for paying something I'm already paying for?
First, the PB Swizzles that I've been just addicted to lately, they are $137 a damn bowl. So why do I look like giving a tip?
That's half the $200 that you walk out of the house
and
with.
If you get a large smoothie, that's $47 right there. And then you ain't gonna be able to eat nothing for the next 4 hours because you full and now you can't move. But just the price is so high, and then you want us to tip for something that the blender did. Yes, you had to put the ingredients in there, and I get that. But you're getting a full salary. May not be the salary you want, but it's the salary that's provided that you signed up for. Hey, and that's the other thing too about these gigs. You have to understand that's what you signed up for. And as far as like whatever you agree on, that's the price
So
for the gig.
So
don't be complaining and moaning about it if that's what the criteria is, and you made sure that all the things were lined up, that this is what you're supposed to do for this gig. Now, when they start adding stuff, yeah, it's kind of like it makes you feel some kind of way because we didn't discuss this beforehand.
Right.
So that's why you got to make sure you ask all the questions that you need to ask beforehand.
So my battery on my lavalier is dying, but you know,
Just talk louder, hell.
I'm just gonna say this one last thing.
What's that?
You'll never get what you're worth. You'll only get what you negotiate.
That's it. Peace.
Get off my lawn!
Yeah, now, young man, you and the little lady, all that debauchery. I don't need nobody to take. Why are you twerking on my grass?